Hey everyone, Chris here. In this video I'm going to show you how you can preview the Outlaw triathlon course on Rouvy. Now you can do this for any of the Outlaw events. In fact, a lot of different triathlon courses with just using Outlaw as an example, but I'll show you how you can do it, and I will warn you now, it's probably not going to be as good as you imagine. It's not a great course preview, but if you really want to get into it, it's better than nothing. And we'll learn a bit about the features of Rouvy as well, and I'll tell you all about it, so it'll be good. So let's dive into the video and you can see for yourself. I'm on my Apple TV here, and there's a bunch of platforms you can run Rouvy on. Doesn't have to be on Apple TV, that's just how I run it. You can also run it on your desktop and probably your mobile. So we'll just allow Rouvy to load up here, and here I am on the screen. As it happens, I've already got Outlaw selected, but let's go through the process of how we would select whatever course we're looking for. So this is the list of courses here, and we'll go to the search box and we'll stick Outlaw into the search. I'll just use my Apple remote to do that. Grand, and this gives us a bunch of Outlaws. So there's a bunch of ones that look like duplicates because people can upload their own, and I'm just going to go ahead and select Outlaw Nottingham here, and then we'll go over to start. Grand, so we're loading it up. I'll start training because I don't want to do a warm-up, and now this is ready. So it says training paused because I'm not cycling at the moment, but as soon as I start cycling, then we will be on the go. And this map view is what we get in Rouvy when it's a custom route that someone's uploaded. So you can, there we go, onto the view now. They do augmented reality, which looks more like Zwift, and it's like a video of the road, and you can see yourself as a little cyclist on the road. But if it's a course that Rouvy haven't gone and filmed, then you get this map view, and as you can see, things move pretty slowly because it's a fairly zoomed out map, and I'm not moving that fast. I'm doing 25 kilometers an hour at the moment, but we'll gradually move down this course. And let's talk about what's on the screen here. So at the bottom we have the course elevation. You can see that blue dot above the yellow line at the bottom. That's me moving along the course. This is a full distance triathlon course, so I'm not moving very fast because it's 180 kilometers. But you'll see that gradually move across. And then on the top left we've got the stats. So we've got my power. All of that top row is power, zone power per kilogram, per kilo even. And then below that we've got my heart rate, we've got the speed, and we've got my cadence as well. And then just below that is the elevation I'm currently on. So it's divided into segments. Like right now I'm basically on the flat because it's minus 0.2%, but that will keep changing as we go through different segments. So it's not really going to show you what it looks like in the game. Like, you're not going to be able to see all the landmarks and imagine riding through it, but it will simulate the course in terms of the elevation. So right now I'm on a 1.1% hill, and that will generally change with each of these little yellow segments appearing in the top left. And this goes on for a while because you start by cycling around the boating lake at the National Water Sports Centre, and it's quite a long lake because it's for rowing and boating and stuff, so it just goes on for ages. On a little downhill here, and then I'll go back up. So you can kind of get a feel for the course elevation, and you can ride the course virtually, but it's not the same as their augmented reality. Like if you're doing IRONMAN Canada, you could go do the course and you'd get the video and you'd see your little self as the cyclist, and you could see all the roads and landmarks and you'd know where you are. Rouvy don't have that, but the reason they have like 3 million kilometers of road is because you can upload these GPX tracks, and it will go to the maps and it will simulate the gradient and show you a little map like this. So you can also move yourself manually. So if you move the cursor down to the blue dot, you can just pick it up and move it to a different part of the course. So here I'm going to move it to the climb because I want to test out what the one hill at Outlaw is like, and it's quite sensitive. So I keep overshooting it and then trying to get it in the right position. So that can take a little time. I should think that's probably like an Apple TV interacting with Rouvy thing. There we go. I've dropped myself down again and I'm going to start pedaling, which will make that go away. And then I can pedal up this hill. So right now I'm only at 3.5%, but it's going to get a bit steeper pretty soon. And so if there is a hill on a course you're worried about whether you can make it up the climb, then this could be a good way to try it out. If you want to work out how hard you want to go to pace yourself up on the climb, you could just climb it over and over again on Rouvy. And again, you're not getting much other than the gradient and the kind of riding the course virtually and seeing how much it takes out of your legs. But it's better than nothing. It's nice to have gone in knowing what the hill has in store for me. Just coming up to the steeper sections now, so you can see in the top left on the gradient chart, I'm still on the happy yellow at the moment, but I'm about to head into a darker yellow and then an orange as it starts to ramp up. So they're up to 6.4%. And then once I go through this segment, it's going to get harder again. Yep, so I'm up to a 10% segment now. Of course, in the actual race, I'll be 80 kilometers into the bike course by now. So my legs might be a bit fresher than when I'm 5 minutes into this demo. I feel like in some ways I've now shown you what the climb looks like, but I can't give up now because it'll look like I'm being lazy. So I feel like I probably need to do most of this climb to demonstrate that. It's not looking too bad. I'm only chucking out 200 watts, so that'll be a very manageable effort on race day. Little gentle segment here, and then it's going to kick up again. One of the big differences between, say, Rouvy and Zwift is the real gradient change. Zwift tends to be quite gradual, and trainer difficulty is only set to 50% by default anyway. Rouvy, it feels a lot different. You have to do a lot more gear changing because the gradients do change sharply and because you're feeling them at 100%. So right now I'm on this 9.2% hill and it feels like 9.2%. Whereas on Zwift, it never really feels that hard. Even if I go up the Alp to Zwift, which peaks at like 15%, I tend to put that on 100% train difficulty so I can feel it all and it doesn't feel too hard. Rouvy, there's a lot more just gear switching because all the gradient difficulties are a lot more pronounced. Another 10% section here, and then I think it might start to get easier. There's a chance it might kick up again, but I think we're basically at the top now. As you can see, my little blue progress icon is obviously in the middle of the course where I dropped it. A little bit further on, now I've been pedaling. Yep, now we're coming up to the top of the hill, I think. And there's a long downhill that I'm not going to enjoy because I think we've pretty much demonstrated how you can preview a course like Outlaw on Rouvy. I think you can, I haven't tried this yet, but I think you can just upload your own courses. So if you have a specific course you're thinking about running locally, just upload the GPX track and you should be able to preview the course. I think in terms of, again, it's not okay, here's a virtual view of the course. It is this map view, but you do get the gradient and you do get the feel for it. So in terms of pacing yourself around the course, pacing yourself up the climbs, it can be useful. Hopefully that was useful. If so, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you're into triathlon and cycling, then hit the subscribe button, because that's what my channel is all about, and I would love to see you in another video.